Oh gosh, this is the dangerous part. Voila! Whoa! This is a messy thing. Oh, sizzling. What's up, YouTube? This is Erin coming to you from North Topsail Beach, North Carolina. I have not filmed a YouTube video in a while. So I'm really excited to do this today. We have some stormy weather this week, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a blue crab catch, clean, cook video with you today. I am lucky enough to have a friend that lives on this beautiful little creek back here, and he allows me to use his dock to keep my crab pot. I don't personally eat crabs, but I use them for bait a lot, and I have a lot of friends that also like to eat crabs. So I just go ahead and catch as many as I can and spread the crab wealth around. I baited this crab pot yesterday with some large mullet that I had caught back here in the creek that were way too big to use for anything other than like cut bait or for the crab pot. Hoping that I have about a dozen or so. I'm probably gonna try to make some crab cakes tonight. And I also brought some more bait to bait it after I empty it. If I can avoid killing something to put in there, then I will do that. So I stopped by Surf City Crab and Seafood Market right there in the heart of Surf City, and they let me dig through their slop bucket to get fish scraps to just throw in there. The yuckier the stuff, the better it is for the crab. I dig around in here, get some good old guts. I'm gonna go ahead and yank this pot up out of the water and we'll see how many we've got. Hopefully there's some nice big ones. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment on how you like to cook crabs. If you'd like to support my channel, and I would please ask you to do so, you can go ahead and subscribe. That's for free. That really helps me out a lot. Also, you can check out my Etsy shop that I have, where I sell my handmade shark teeth jewelry with local fossils that I found and some of my friends find right here in the Cape Fear region. Let's go ahead and get dirty and get these crabs out of the water. All right, so you want to make sure that you grab a bucket and put some fresh brackish water or salt water in there, just about an inch of it, so that way they keep their gills moist. I usually have my gloves, but I don't have them with me today, and this line is really muddy, so hopefully I can get it out of the water without too much trouble. I got a few crabs in there. Not as many as I would have liked, but there's some big ones. Oh, little baby scooted right on out of there. Oh no, there's a dead one. Are they making babies? I think these guys are making babies. We'll go ahead and unhook it. Hopefully I don't get pinched by any of these guys. So I don't have a dozen, but I've got about 6 keepers for sure. That little one is not a keeper. So I just open up the little trap, shake them out. I've got it, whoa! Get in the bucket. These big guys are tough. Now the crabs here need to be 5 inches across carapace width, which is like point to point on their shells. So I only saw one in there that is not. I'm gonna go ahead and get that guy out and not get in trouble with wildlife. So I'm gonna hit this guy over, and I'm gonna put my other bait in here. I'll open my little trap door and get my yucky bait. We will rebait it and come back tomorrow. And of course I don't have any gloves, so this is gonna be gross. So you wanna put the bait in this little trap door. Oh, my hands are gonna be filthy. Good thing he's got a hose. Get in the pot. Get this belly meat. Shove that right on in there. It's a dirty job, but somebody's gotta do it. I'll throw this guy back in the water and hopefully get some more crabs tomorrow. All right, day 2 of crab pot, and I'm hoping that there's more than a couple crabs in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy up and hope that I got some nice big fat crabs so that we can actually make a couple of crab cakes. Let's go ahead and get dirty again. I forgot my gloves again, 2nd day in a row. Awesome. All right, moment of truth, here we go. Oh yeah, there's some big ones in there. Oh, they're mating. Oh, there's a really little baby one. Go ahead, little buddy. Go back and grow big and strong. Yesterday, I didn't know it, but I had gotten a soft shell crab. I only figured that out when I was putting them in the fridge. Hopefully I don't lose any of the big ones. All right, get in the pot. Or in the bucket, I should say. 1, 2, keepers. Get. Hanging on for dear life. So this crab pot has 2 levels, so I got to get these guys from the bottom level into the top level. Go on to your final destination. That little guy shake him out. There he goes. That's not a bad haul. Oh, they're fighting. They don't like the bucket. Can't really blame them. Back into the water. There's still some bait in there. Got some nice crabbies to make crab cakes with. All right, y'all, so I am over at my man's house. He's over here doing some hard work. Say hi, Ernie. I am ready to steam these crabs, so I got my Instant Pot ready. I got a can of beer, I got some Old Bay, and I've got some apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna go ahead and get those boiling and then get ready to throw those crabs in. All right, let's do it. So I got my Instant Pot here. I'm going to pour in can of beer. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. A splash of apple cider vinegar and some Old Bay in the sauce. And then I'm gonna set this to saute. So I'm gonna let this saute get heated up, and then I'm gonna prep some of these crabs to throw in there. All right, so I'm gonna get about half of these crabs out of here and into the bucket, but I need to rinse them first because get like gross marsh stuff off of them. Oh, come here, you little guy. He's barely size. Come here, big guy. Come here. Oh gosh, this is the dangerous part. It's all over for you. Whoops. Oh, crab on the loose. Got him. Ah! It's dangerous. Give them a rinse. See how many I can fit in here. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fit them all, so let's just do those for now. So, got my crabs in the pot, and Old Bay all over them. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm gonna do manual pressure for 5 minutes, high pressure. And go ahead and cook the crabs, and then I'll let them cool and pick them. All right, it's done. So I'm gonna slowly let some of this pressure out, get these crabs out of here. I guess that's not really slow, but it's fine. And then as soon as that little valve goes down, you know it's done. These things are great. If you don't have one, pick one up. You can cook so much in this. Like I just made pulled pork in it the other day in like 45 minutes. All right, there it goes. Voila! I'm just gonna pull these guys out. Hopefully they don't melt my Dollar Tree tablecloth. It's time for you guys to join your friends. So when you're storing your crabs, if you're storing them in the fridge, which you absolutely can do that, I just put them in like one of my deli drawers at the bottom, and I soak a towel in the marsh water that they came out of and drape it over top, and that keeps their gills moist. And into the pot they go. They're gonna try to escape too. Oh, he's trying to climb out. Get in there. All right. Old Bay on top. Once I hit manual again, it'll go for the same amount of time that the last setting was. All right, my other batch of crabs is done. Throw them on the table to cool. Dump these ones over on this side. So there we go. All right, y'all, so I am going to get to picking these crabs. Now, I don't eat crabs, but I learned how to pick crabs when I lived in Southern Maryland, right on the Chesapeake, well, if you get technical, with the Patuxent River. And spent a lot of time with friends, you know, hanging out. And every time they got together, it was a crab party. Shout out to my Southern Maryland people. You know who you are. Goldsboro crew, Hollier crew, and company. Thank you for teaching me how to pick these crabs. I'm gonna show you on one how to do it, and then I'm just gonna go knock out the rest of them. Now, these spring crabs, they have not been feeding that much. I'm not expecting to find them like loaded with meat, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. They were free, you know, so who cares? So let me get a big one here, big-ish. This guy's big-ish, but one of his claws fell off. So, got a claw right here, and I can tell it's really light. Take my mallet. Whoa, this is a messy thing. And just give it a smash. The claws are where you're gonna find a lot of the meat. And you just pull it right off. There's kind of like some, I guess you would call it connective tissue, almost like tendons right in there. You don't eat that. And just get it out. Now, I am not a pro at this because I have not been doing a whole lot of crabbing, but I've done it a time or two. So, go ahead, crack. Pull that out. Throw your shells to the side. Oh, look at that. He was holding on tight, buddy. All right, get his other claw off. There's some meat right there when you pull the claw out. I actually give this meat a rinse before I use it because, I mean, you're gonna get guts and stuff on the actual meat. All right, make sure I don't get any crab shell in there. And just slide it right off of there. Now we're gonna get to the body of it. These are males. You can tell it's a male. I always learned in school that the males look like a Washington Monument and the female looks like the Capitol building. So you just take that and you just pull that right off like that. Throw that to the side. These are all their gills. You don't eat those. Pull all that off, and then I crack it in half like that, and you can twist the legs off. You pull that right out like that. It's nice when the meat comes out with the leg, but not always. All right, and there we go. This is why crab cakes are so expensive, guys, because it's a pain in the butt. So in those little segments where the legs were attached, there's meat in there. Okay, it's half. Crack that guy open. That's the back fin meat. Whoa! Camera down. Yeah, so all your meat's gonna come from the claws and from all those little segments inside the shell where the legs are attached to. All right, that's one crab down. About 11 more to go. I'm gonna go get some bug spray so I don't get eaten alive out here and cover my crabs so the bugs stay out. Bug spray is applied. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a time lapse with the rest of this crab picking. All right, I finished. That was a lot of work. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this meat off and get these crab cakes whipped up, and time for dinner. All right, guys, so it is time for crab cake assembly. I am using a recipe that I found online. I will go ahead and link it below. I have 1 large egg, a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of chopped fresh parsley, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire, 1½ teaspoons of Old Bay, teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and I'm gonna go ahead and whisk that together. I also threw some black pepper in there because, you know, black pepper never hurt anybody. So it says to go ahead and whisk all of this together, get it all nice and mixed up, and then it says you put the crab meat on top of the mixture. Whoop, just like that. I don't want to waste any. Get in there. And then 2/3 of a cup of crushed saltine crackers, which said it was about 18 saltines. And then with a rubber spatula, you just fold it neatly together. It says you don't want to break up the crab meat. I don't know if that was a pound of crab meat. I think it was about. But so I'm just gonna fold all this together. Then it's got to sit in the refrigerator for a little while. I will check back in when they are ready to be cooked. It's looking pretty good. All right, guys, so didn't have time to make the crab cakes last night because we were just too tired. It was like 8:30 at night by the time I finished mixing them together. They had to sit for at least 30 minutes up to 1 day in the fridge, so we just figured we'd go ahead and do it today. So I've got the oven preheated to 450. I've got a baking sheet greased with butter. I've got my crab cakes. I've got a 1/2 cup scooper, and I've got some melted butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these formed up, get them in the oven, and fingers crossed they turn out awesome. So let's get to it. So I got a 1/2 cup scoop, and it says to scoop them out into 6 forms. So I'll do 1 here, another 1/2 cup. Oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to break these apart a little bit. Or I just make 5. Let's make 6. There we go. So it says do not flatten them. Use your fingers to form them. Make sure any loose pieces are kind of tucked in. They're looking very pretty. They stuck together really well after being in the fridge for 24 hours, so that's good. And then I'm going to brush them with butter. I don't have a brush though, so I'm just going to use a paper towel. It'll work just fine. Do a little dab, dab, dab-a-roo. It says that this is optional but recommended, which, I mean, you can't really go wrong with putting butter on stuff. It never hurts. Well, it hurts your arteries, but it doesn't hurt the flavor of the food. That's good. So oven is at 450. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these guys in for 12 to 14. Check them at 12 minutes. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, moment of truth. Supposed to be brown around the edges and the top. Whoa, smoking. It looks browned around the edges and the top. So I'm gonna finish it with some fresh lemon. Oh, sizzling. Let that sit for just a minute, and then it will be time to serve. Ernie's gonna try it for me because
moment of truth.
I don't really eat.
I've been waiting for these all my life.
It's hot.
Mm-mm. Oh my God.
Is it good?
So good.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thumbs up from Ernie. I might take a little bit bite.
You gotta try these.
All right, guys, so that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got a lot more Catch Clean Cooks coming, and I am taking the kayak out in like a couple of days. I'm watching the forecast. So I will be out soon with hopefully a nice big fat red drum, and I will be doing a Catch Clean Cook on my next fish that I get as well. So thank y'all so much for your support. Can't wait to do some more content here for you. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.